Good evening, brothers and sisters of the Briar. Professor Jeremiah here. Tonight I'm smoking my Sir Jacopo. This is just an excellent smoker. Haven't smoked this pipe that much recently because this is a pipe that I exclusively smoke my Cades Cove Cavendish in. And so until my package arrived from the Gatlinburg via some friends that were in Gatlinburg, I hadn't smoked it that much. Well, I guess the cold weather was affecting everybody. Today, this morning, we were out in the garden really cleaning everything up because with this cold snap we had and the frost that finished off everything with the exception of a few rows of some greens that are planted. I wasn't too worried about that because I don't eat greens. I like for my greens to be processed by a cow. I had a few little statistics that I ran across the other day, and I thought they were interesting, and I figured I would share just a few of them with you. This is a little over 100 years ago. The year was 1904. The average life expectancy in the U.S. was 47 years. Only 14% of the homes in the U.S. had a bathtub. Only 8% of the homes had a telephone. A 3-minute call from Denver to New York City cost $11. There were only 8,000 cars in the U.S. and only 144 miles of paved road. The maximum speed limit in most cities was 10 miles an hour. Alabama, Mississippi, Iowa, and Tennessee were each more heavily populated than California with a mere 1.4 million residents. California was only the 21st most populated state in the Union. The tallest structure in the world was the Eiffel Tower. Never went up to the top of the Eiffel Tower. The line was too long, and I just looked at it and said, well, there it is. If you go back to some of my piping when a coworker and I were in Paris, you can see the Eiffel Tower in the background. We were throwing down the gauntlet to the public piper back in the day. The average wage in the U.S. in 1904 was 22 cents an hour. Would you work for 22 cents an hour? The average U.S. worker made between $200 and $400 per year. A competent accountant could expect to earn up to $2,000 per year. A dentist, $2,500 per year. A veterinarian between $1,500 and $4,000 per year. And a mechanical engineer about $5,000 per year. More than 95% of all births took place at home. I wonder if anybody here in the YouTube pipe community was born at home. There's a few more statistics. I may come back and share some of these others at another time, but when I got to the birth one, it really made me think about my time overseas. And overseas, most of the places where I was at, most children were born at home. All of my grandparents were born at home. But it also reminded me of when we would have, at times we had a short-term team that would come down and help us in Belize. And without fail, each group that came down, when I would show them where they were going to use the bathroom facilities, a look of shock would come upon their face. And I would explain to them, well, this is really a great thing because most of the villages don't even have outhouses. And I said, but we have to have outhouses here because the village made a rule that all the pigs had to be penned up. And the people would look at me and say, well, what does a pig being penned up have to do with having outhouses? And I said, well, if the pigs are penned up and there's no outhouse, then everything gets dirty all over the place. What do you mean? So, well, the pigs are there to help clean everything up. And it still would take a while for it to sink in. So for that reason, we lived in a rather clean village. I sometimes felt like it was a gated community because the village leaders would fine you if you didn't have your grass cut around your house. When I visited another village, there was an archaeologist that was doing some work there, and he warned us. He said, if you go out to use the bathroom, he said, be careful because the pigs in this village are very aggressive. I'll let you figure all that out on your own, but needless to say, we were very careful. Well, brothers and sisters, I hope you've had a good day. I hope you're keeping warm. This morning we were in the low 20s here, and now we're up around 40 degrees, so kind of warmed up. Sure miss fall and spring weather. I hope we'll kind of warm back up here soon. Anyway, till next time, God bless.